Simplified Chaos, episode 130.
Life is beautiful and full of chaos.
And it can get slightly out of hand if that shit's not tamed.
We're here to share how to simplify the little things to help you lead a more intentional life.
This is Simplified Chaos.
This is Jillian, one of your hosts. I'm with my co-host, Nicholas.
What's going on, folks? Hope you all are having a great week. We've got another great episode here for you today. It's a somewhat decent episode. It's an episode. We've got a great episode here for you today. Jilly, man, I am stumbling all over myself. Jilly, what are we getting into today? And I'll shut up now.
Today's going to be an everything bagel episode, I guess. It's going to be...
we haven't done an everything bagel in a
while. We've had a pretty epic trip to North Carolina for the past 4 days this weekend, so we thought we'd share some revelations, reflections, just some favorite moments, to have fun. So
lots of good stuff.
Yeah.
But before we dive into that, as always, we love to show some gratitude. So, Jilly, a lot to be grateful for. What are you grateful for this week?
I am grateful for new friends.
New friends.
So if you haven't already checked out our episode with Maggie Williams, it was an interview episode. She is from this area that we just moved to. She is an epic, phenomenal human being, and we've connected and we've stayed connected. And today we met at one of the little quote unquote beaches by a river. And she brought her two kids and I brought Lucille, and we were just able to chat some more and let the kids play and meet. And it was just quite an epic time. It's still surreal that, we're here and we're connecting with other people, and this place feels so homey, so fast. So I'm just really grateful for the people and this area, the opportunities it's brought into our life. And it's just pretty damn magical. And I'm probably saying the word magical a lot, but it really is. And I'm just grateful for the risk we took moving here. And I know the feeling felt really good, and we just kept following the feeling. Knew this place would bring a lot of fun and joy to our lives, and it sure as hell has. And yeah, I had a great afternoon. It was like maybe 2.5 hours hanging out, and
hell yeah,
it was awesome. I was home in time to prep dinner tonight, get some sweet potatoes in the oven, and you to use your new grill.
My new grill.
Maybe
finally.
I don't know if that's your gratitude segment, but anyway, that's mine.
Yeah, I thought about that, but just kind of looking back on this weekend, it's hard not to be grateful for some really good friends who were excellent hosts for us for 2 nights in Charlotte, North Carolina. It just says something about friendship when, you don't spend as much time with folks, but you come into their house, they treat you like family, but it's like no time's lost. You just kind of pick up where you left off. And I know that sounds cliche, but I mean, it really was the situation that we were in this past weekend. And, I'm grateful that we have, the opportunity to go down and see them every year. Even though it's been a while since we've been able to actually go to their house just because of the pandemic and some other things that have gone on over the past 2 years. It's been 3 years since we've been to their house, but it's just been great to not only catch up with them, but to see their kids grow and mature, even more every time we see them. And, the last time that they saw Lucille, she was probably 3 months old, or at least the last time that she was at the house. So just to see them at this stage in life and playing together and having a great time. I mean, that was, all just so special this past weekend. So I'm very grateful for that, amongst many other things from this past weekend and just in life in general. So just wanted to give a shout out to our great friends in Charlotte.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. But that kind of ties well into today's topic, which is just kind of some reflections on our little 5-day getaway into North Carolina.
Oh, yeah. So much good shit. So much fun. I mean, overall, I'm probably going to be just ebbing and flowing back and forth with you, but I'm just so grateful for a partner that is willing to that just values the same things and just I don't know. I never underestimate the power of fun. When I think about this weekend, fun is the only word that comes to mind because I think we just had so much space and time to just make it what we wanted to make it.
Yeah.
You know, we were able to choose a really cozy Airbnb in West Asheville. We started our trip, you know, venturing to Asheville, and Asheville's been kind of close to our hearts. It was actually a contender when we were thinking about moving.
We thought about it.
It was weird kind of because we went back there, and Nick and I definitely agreed that we were happy that we didn't move to Asheville, because after being in Charlottesville and then going to Asheville, we definitely feel more aligned to Charlottesville area for many reasons. But Asheville will always be there will always be a little place for Asheville in our hearts. But the mountains,
and it's much closer now.
Yeah. Asheville is significantly closer than it was before. And luckily for us, Lucille is a fucking champ in the car. So long drives are, you know, she's pretty good with that. We have to take maybe one park stop sometimes, but other than that, she's pretty good. But yeah, I mean, the whole trip is just fun. Like, we have had the freedom to choose where we want to stay, where we want to eat, the activities we want to do, flow with the moment. I was able to get a nap, which is just insane.
Yeah, you haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, so just to paint a little picture, the Airbnb we stayed at in West Asheville was quite romantic. It was like it was the basement of a house, and there happened to be like a little tiny home. It almost looked like a shed to me, but it was a tiny home on the property next to us that there's somebody lived. But on the property, there was a little patio with a hammock, and Lucille was like super stoked about the hammock and was swinging in it. But there was chickens, and there was birds and different insects and cats and cactus.
Cactus, yeah.
Cacti.
Multiple.
So there was a lot to explore and talk about and see. And then the Airbnb was perfect. You know, it wasn't too big, but it was just for us. And the couch turned into a bed for Lucille that she may or may not have slept some of the nights in there.
She started the night in the couch and eventually worked her way to our bed. But it's all good. That's her modus operandi right now.
And even the first night was a little tricky for me. Like, sleeping was difficult because we thought maybe Lucille could sleep in our bed, and it just did not work out. And I didn't get many hours of sleep the first night, but we were able to kind of like reconfigure and just have fun. And I was able to have the time and space to like take a nap. And you took Lucille to a park one day, and we explored some new restaurants that we haven't before. We also explored restaurants, I should say, breweries that we've been to before.
Yeah. There's some staples that we pretty much have to go to when we go there, and you know, we hit those up. But yeah, as far as like our dining experience, we tried multiple new places this time, which was well worth it.
If you're ever in Asheville, our first stop for the past, I guess, couple of years has always been the Funkatorium.
Yeah. Sour beers.
Not
all of them are sour, but
no,
most of them are. But they have some pretty delicious beers there.
It's a cool spot, and they have a nice patio, and it's not crowded when we go, which is nice. But they had like fermented French fries on their menu this time,
delicious.
And we were like, we've got to try this, and they were so crisp.
So good.
But I don't know. I've just a sense of gratitude and just fun. Like, I feel like we've been able to kind of flow with what we wanted to do. And, you know, we didn't have much on our list. It was like I made one reservation for a restaurant that sounded really freaking cool in the Riverside District.
The River Arts District.
Yes, thank you. The River Arts District. So that was cool to explore something new. And Lucille was a champ, came with us, even though she really wanted to fall asleep.
Oh, yeah. Night. She was dog tired that night. She had a long day.
But the hiking was awesome with her. Grateful for that Osprey backpack we invested in. A little late in the game, but we're definitely getting some use.
Late in the game, and we're getting some use out of it. And quite honestly, I thought we would have gotten more use out of it this past weekend. But Homegirl was a champ and wanted to do a lot of exploring herself, which made Papa very happy because you know, she's starting to get a little heavier. But that's really not a problem. That Osprey backpack is golden for that. But like, what I really felt and you know, what I kind of took from like the dinner and the hike and the just travel is like, Lucille is really seeing like what we value very early in life, and she's kind of just attaching to that, and just her exploring the waterfalls and nature and stuff like that. Like she's really seeing like that this is important to us, and I hope it's going to become important to her. I think it is. Like she seems fascinated by it, and just her wanting to explore not only the waterfalls that we went to, but we went to the highest peak on the East Coast, east of the Mississippi, which is Mount Mitchell, just outside of Asheville. And we did this 3/4 of a mile trail, which was actually, it was rocky. There was roots, there was some steps and stuff like that. And she did 99.9% of it. She wanted me to pick her up at the very end. I'm like, honey, the parking lot's right there. And she's like, no, I want up. But I mean, she was just having a blast exploring. And, it's one of the things that worked really well for us is like we turned a lot of things into games. Like she went up this humongous hill that for anybody, you might have to like stop and catch your breath a little bit. But we made a game out of it, and she did the whole hill. And then she did like, 100 stairs after that, and was just amazing. So like that was a pleasant surprise, but also like I just love that she's like seeing what it is that we really enjoy.
Yeah, and it kind of makes you reflect on your own childhood about like what we were exposed to and things that we attached to and things that we may have let go because maybe we've got opportunities to explore more. But I love the fact that Lucille's able to experience nature. I think overall, like her experience, just see our love for nature and the outdoors just brings so much spontaneity and curiosity. So I'm really grateful for, her to be exposed to that at such a young age. And yeah, just to normalize travel and patience in the car. She's been a champ and ate a freak ton of snacks.
Oh my God. I don't know if she was just eating because she was bored in the back seat or if she's just like getting ready to go through a growth spurt, but I've never seen her put away food like she put away this past weekend.
And to me, it just solidifies like that less is more. Like, even though our hikes are not nearly as long as they used to be when it was just Nick and I, to me, Lucille helps me focus more on just depth versus distance. So,
yes.
We'll pick a spot and we'll pick a hike that it's not super long. Like, obviously, not even a mile is nothing that we would usually choose like maybe a 3 to 4 to 5 mile hike, possibly depending on how much time we have. But with Lucille, it's so different. And she makes us appreciate just diving deeper into and appreciating more of the hike instead of just always looking for the outcome, like the start to finish, instead of like, she is to me the epitome of enjoy the journey, because she so like is observant, notices tiny little things that I would never notice. She just always wants to stop and explore along the way versus me always trying to get from the beginning to the finish. And I don't know, vacationing with her, just to me, I learned so much just going into nature or just doing trips, just realizing that there's so much joy and fun and pleasure in small things and small moments. It doesn't have to be this long venture or this, I don't know, we think these great accomplishments, and it's like I've gone so far, but really for me, I feel like a great accomplishment is just doing a short hike and just noticing the beauty that we have in that little time together. So I don't know, I'm going kind of deep with this, but just being with a toddler just makes you see the beauty in such small, short moments of time, or even distances, I should say.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah,
no, that was it's been quite a treat having her along the journey for us, and like you said, it does help us slow down, and we're seeing a lot more things than we normally wouldn't see just because we are slowing down. But like I think like another part of this trip which really resonated with me is like oftentimes when you come home from a vacation, you need a vacation from your vacation. You may have packed in so much stuff and it can get a little overwhelming and whatnot, but like this trip just felt like, even with the drive home yesterday, which was 4.5 hours, well, it ended up being 5 and almost 6 hours because we stopped at a park, which was awesome. we'll dive into that, I'm sure, in just a few minutes. But like, I felt relaxed coming home. Like, I didn't get a lot of sleep the last 2 nights just because I was catching up with my buddy. But like, even still, like the 2 days were just very slow paced that we were with them, and it was like just the perfect end to a trip. Is, you know, not too overwhelming, just kind of going, you know, taking the day minute by minute, just chilling. Like we thought we were gonna do Top Golf, but we were like, you know what, let's hang out with the families, and the kids had such a great time, and I'm glad we didn't do the Top Golf thing, because we got to see the kids just like absolutely have a blast. You know, we were playing Monkey in the Middle. I don't know if that's appropriate or not, but that's, you know, we were playing that.
Appropriate.
I don't know. You can't call things by what we used to call them back in the day.
Do monkeys or
I don't know. But like, there was that, there was dance offs and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. And so, you know, I'm glad we were able to take it slow and kind of see life happen, especially with these young kids who don't get to see each other that often and who became fast friends. And, you know, it's just really awesome that they all got along very well.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice saying that, you know, these were originally your friends and now they're our friends. It's still weird. We've been dating for 10 years and I'm still like, well, you know, they're your friends, but I'm like, they're our friends now. But it is so good to, when you realize, even after having kids, you know, you may know people before having kids and realize, okay, we have a lot in common. And then maybe you have kids and you're like, all right, we're kind of drifting apart. Our values are different, you know. So it is really awesome when you have friends that you were friends with when you were single or when you were together before kids and realize, wow, our values are still the same. Our parenting styles are still the same, which can get tricky after you have kids and you're staying somewhere. It can get really tricky because, you know, you don't want to say the wrong thing, but I feel like we were able to be authentic and just ourselves, and they appreciated the slowness and just the exploration of the kids and the silliness. Like, I feel like we all dove into their world and just had fun. So again, fun keeps coming up about this trip, that it's just great to have fun with you and Lucille, and to have friends who appreciate that fun as well and don't try and rush and do everything, and just kind of appreciate the importance of just being with really good people and the presence, and just, you know, finding small moments to get out of the house and enjoy things around cities and stuff, but also just to, you know, we broke bread. I mean, they cooked some freaking amazing meals, and man, I really gotta work on my hostess game, because I'm like, man, they made like pizza on the grill, like fresh dough, fresh pizza sauce, and I'm just like, man, I really gotta hone in on my hostess skills. I feel like I'm really good at cooking. It might not be like all the way homemade, it's like semi homemade.
We take some shortcuts, but good shortcuts.
But even just having time to talk to our hostess, even like one-on-one, I feel like you're able to dive deeper when the kids aren't around and have some time. I feel like just talking with Katie on our trip, which is somebody that we were visiting, she was just reflecting about something that happened in life with the pandemic. And, you know, she told me this really interesting story just about, you know, like when times were tough and like she wasn't working, it's just her number one value is just health and family. And she had this great story of just putting things in perspective. And to me, like, it just made me realize just forgetting about what other people think about your life. And we were just talking about, you know, even if something were to happen, it may not look pretty. It may not be quote unquote ideal to what societal norms are, or, you know, but as long as we're healthy and happy and we're together, that's all that fucking matters. And it's such a great reminder that just do you, and to stop trying to impress anybody in your life, and just to do what you think is best for your family. And health obviously is a top priority for us, and family time. So it's like, forget the rest and just, you know, make the sacrifices or do whatever you want to do to make what you want to happen, whatever those goals are, or just fun, you know? I don't know.
No, I mean, that's a great perspective, especially now. Like, I think the pandemic has caused a lot of people to be very judgmental, and obviously nobody has the complete information. It's a very fluid situation where things change daily, hourly, whatever. But like that, at the end of the day, like, we all need to be making decisions about our health, our families, and putting them first. And, you know, if we really start worrying about like ourselves and not what other people are doing, I think we'll be able to get through this a lot better and a lot quicker without all the hate and you know that's the saddest part of everything. But like I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole there, but like it's just like coming back to that perspective again and just really just trying to figure out what it is that you value, and then you know hold on to that for dear life and try to practice it every day. Like that's really what's going to make us as a society, as people and as individuals, you know, whole. I think that's something that we're losing sight of as, you know, we continue down this, you know, pandemic that seems to be never ending, but we'll get there, folks. We definitely will.
Yeah. Just hold on to the love and spread the love.
That's right.
I mean, we all have opinions and beliefs, but I think that we keep forgetting the commonality that like love, like just hold on to that. And that just, I don't know. Yeah. Again, I don't want it to go down that rabbit hole, but,
but yeah, no, I mean, it was a very fun weekend, and you know, just seeing Lucille grow with new people and you know become one with nature. It was very special, and you know, it just reaffirms for us that you know what we're doing is best for us, what's best for her, and that's always what we're gonna put first. And you know, we value friendship, we value conversation, good food, good drinks, and nature, and all of that really just kind of came to, like, most of the things that we value came together this past weekend, which just made, you know, the experience all that more special.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other nuggets you got?
Not at the moment.
No.
Just relishing in all the
I don't
good
like
times.
relish.
You said that like it wasn't that long ago.
I know. My shtick never gets old.
It doesn't.
Somebody laughed.
Oh, they're probably just a pity laugh.
Or they rolled their eyes.
Probably.
Yeah. Do you have any resources for our listeners?
So it's funny. When I was trying to find a quote for this episode, I stumbled on a website that was basically curated all of these amazing quotes that like definitely had to do with what I was going for. So the resource today is a website called Everyday Power, and it was basically like listing all of these quotes about having fun, which is what always came to mind when I thought about this weekend.
Girls just want to have fun.
Oh God. All right, Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah.
Simmer down now. So I guess we can kind of combine the quote of the day with our resource. If that's
sure.
Cool? Okay.
Hey, that's allowable.
I know I've done that before.
I like the two birds with one stone.
I just think sometimes we always forget how important fun is and what it can lead to. And I think our whole journey has just been like following the fun, the feeling of how we want our life to be versus what we want it to look like. And I think that's a big thing to keep repeating. Like, follow the fun and stop, caring about what it looks like and just follow that feeling.
FTF.
FTF. Follow the feel. Cool. I like it.
Follow
All
the
right.
fun.
Follow the fun. Follow the feel. Follow the fun. Follow the fun feel.
Quote it, Chili.
All right. I have a bunch. Okay, here we go. This is by Bob Basso. It's not fun. If it's not fun, you're not doing it right. Which I've heard before.
Very true.
The next one is by... I love how you're just waiting to like, what am I going to say in response to this quote? Yeah. The next one is by Charles Spurgeon. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It is not how much fun we have, but how much we enjoy that makes happiness.
Fun and joy.
I'm sorry. It is not how much we have, but how much we enjoy that makes happiness.
Exactly.
I like it. Okay, next one is by George Bernard Shaw.
Oh, I know that guy.
Yeah, you do.
CNN.
We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing.
Ooh, deep.
The next one is by...
Never stop playing.
by Nick Carter.
Oh. Nick Carter, huh?
Do you know who that is?
He's like 98 Degrees or
no,
something.
Backstreet Boys. You did well. I was like, you don't
really
know who that
some kind
is.
Of boy band. He's got a brother, right?
Yeah, he does. Aaron Carter.
Scott Carter?
No, Aaron. I just said Jesus. All right. As long as you're having fun and still doing stuff, it doesn't matter what other people think.
Oh, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm always going to have fun.
All right. Garth Brooks. Just keep taking chances and having fun. I feel like we've been doing a lot of that lately.
Absolutely. I have to get back into Garth Brooks again.
You were into Garth Brooks?
Never. I was never into Garth Brooks.
I was gonna say, there's a side of you I didn't know. Country Nick, where are your boots, babe?
Yeah, no, there's no such thing as country nicks. I apologize to all you country music fans out there, but this guy ain't country.
Oh, okay. So the next one is by Sue Johansson. As long as I'm having fun, I'm not quitting.
Well, that's close to Cyndi Lauper.
Kind of, yeah. The next one is by Bum Phillips. Don't say anything.
Bum Phillips.
That's what it says. If
Let's
it's a
hear what Bum has to say.
Winning is only half of it. Having fun is the other half.
Winning is only having fun.
To me, I take that as like, I think a lot of times we focus so much on quote unquote what success looks like. We forget about the having fun part. We just focus on
the winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes winning is not fun because people take the fun out of it. So you've got to make sure you have fun while you're winning. Winning is fun.
Losing can be fun too.
Losing can be fun too. Because it depends on how drunk you are.
Competitive Nick. Here we go. The next one.
I know. Softball is fun, but not when I'm losing.
Oh gosh, you must not be having that much fun then.
I've had a lot of success in softball, so it's hard to cope with the losing when there's losing.
Oh man. Okay.
I'm just being
moving on.
Folks.
The next one is by Eileen Caddy. Live and work, but do not forget. Caddy. DD.
Oh, I thought you said catty.
And you interrupted me.
Go ahead. Eileen.
Jeez.
Come on, Eileen.
Okay.
It's quotes and jokes of the day.
Quote and jokes. Live and work, but do not forget to play, to have fun in life and really enjoy it. I got one more.
One more.
Thank God.
Yeah, you can't take any more of these jokes, can you?
Can't.
All right.
Fun is one of the most important and underrated ingredients in any successful venture. If you're not having fun, then it's probably time to call it quits and try something else. Richard Branson.
Oh, my man. Mm-hmm. Shout out Virgin Airlines.
Was he the creator?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Nice. CEO, Virgin Airlines.
How do you know this?
He's pretty famous. He was the first CEO to go to space not too long ago.
You can see how much
he beat Jeff Bezos up there.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. So I hope those quotes, some of them resonated with you.
Sorry, hopefully I didn't ruin them for you folks.
I'm sure Nick just added the comedy flavor that you were needing in your life.
So mark your calendars. I'll be doing stand-up at the Laugh Factory in California. I'm kidding.
I will not be attending.
No, nobody will. Actually, I just heard crickets.
Take action. What do you think it is,
Take action
babe?
challenge. Have fun. Go out there and have fun. Because we just talked about a lot of fun.
Good point.
Yeah.
Oh, this was fun.
It was fun. What else is going to be fun is next week's episode. Remember, mark your calendars for September 16th. Jill has a very, very special interview. You're not going to want to miss it. So make sure you circle it. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you get notifications when we have new episodes drop, because you're not going to want to miss this one.
Oh, can I add something?
You can.
We just got some pretty epic feedback about last week's episode.
Oh, yeah.
And we just want to give a shout out just to our listeners that thank you for like reaching out, whether it's on Instagram or it's at our email address at
simplifiedchaos@gmail.com.
Thank you, because we really enjoy hearing your perspective and just thoughts on episodes, and it just makes this process worth it every time. I mean, we do it because we think it'll bring value to other people, and it's not for monetary reasons whatsoever.
Zero.
We do not make money off this podcast, but we really appreciate hearing from you guys, especially emails and just your, just stories and reflections.
Sliding into our DMs.
Yes, sliding into our DM. So thank you guys for reaching out. And if you haven't already rated our podcast on Apple, that would be so great, just to help spread the love and whatever you appreciate from this podcast more to other people, you know, because we're just trying to spread some good shit out there. And we really appreciate y'all. So thank you.
Yeah. And that's going to do it for today's episode. And like Jill said, you can help us spread this message by writing a review or simply sharing this episode with a friend. And remember, sharing sparks a conversation. Conversation leads to action, and action is how we're able to live a happy and intentional as hell lifestyle. We want to thank you all for listening today, and we will see you again next week.
See y'all later.